It is 8 p.m. You stand in front of the bathroom mirror, lift your shirt, and stare at a swollen, heavy stomach after dinner. You let out a sigh, roll out the exercise mat, and force yourself through 100 painful crunches. You tell yourself you just need to burn off the stubborn calories trapped right there in your waistline. But you are wrong. You are fighting the wrong war. Do you really think fat builds up in your belly just because you eat too much and exercise too little? Do you think that pinchable layer of surface fat is the main villain? The brutal biological truth is this: belly fat is simply your body's final dumping ground. Your waistline is not the mastermind. It is the victim. The real silent killer, the true root of insulin resistance and metabolic chaos, invaded and conquered a completely different organ long before your genes stopped fitting. That organ is your liver. Why is it that two people can cut 500 calories a day, and one gets a flat stomach, while the other is left with a hard, stubborn belly that refuses to shrink? Today, we are going deep inside your body to decode the spillover effect of a fatty liver. And I am going to give you 4 emergency biological signals to reverse this process completely. Before we talk about the solution, you need to understand exactly how your system is breaking down. Picture your liver as a central power plant and a toll booth combined. When you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into glucose. Your pancreas then releases insulin. Think of insulin as the key that unlocks your liver cells, allowing them to store that glucose safely as a backup energy called glycogen. But here is the catch. Your liver has a strict storage limit. It can only hold about 100 to 120 grams of glycogen at a time. So, what happens when you constantly flood your system with sodas, sweet treats, and processed foods, day after day? Your liver gets completely overwhelmed. The glycogen storage is full, but high blood sugar is highly toxic to your body. To save your life, the liver is forced to flip a biological switch, a process called de novo lipogenesis. It takes that overflow of toxic sugar, converts it directly into fat droplets, and stuffs them right back inside its own cells. You have just officially developed non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and this is exactly where the disaster begins. Once the liver is packed tightly with fat, it goes completely deaf. It stops hearing the insulin signal. This is what we call insulin resistance. Your pancreas starts to panic. It pumps out 3 to 4 times more insulin just to force the doors open. But the fatty liver cannot hold another drop. So, it begins to spill over. It pushes this highly toxic fat out into your abdominal cavity. It suffocates your intestines, your stomach, and your pancreas. This is the visceral fat we talked about earlier. The hard, heavy belly that refuses to budge. In 2011, a groundbreaking study from Newcastle University, published in the journal Diabetologia, proved exactly this. Professor Roy Taylor and his team discovered something shocking. Type 2 diabetes and stubborn belly fat are actually caused by less than half a gram of excess fat in the pancreas, combined with a clogged, fatty liver. The researchers found that when people lost just 1 to 2% of the fat inside their liver, their insulin sensitivity instantly bounced back, and their belly fat melted away automatically. No extreme Abby workouts required. The reality is simple. You cannot use sheer willpower to force your liver to drop fat. You have to speak its language. You have to use hormones. To achieve that magical 1 to 2% drop in liver fat, you need to send your body 4 very specific emergency biological signals. Let us unlock your liver right now. Here are the 4 emergency biological signals to reverse insulin resistance and drain your liver fat. Signal number 1. Cut off the sweet toxin, liquid fructose. If you want to stop stuffing fat directly into your liver, you need to understand the critical difference between how your body handles different types of sugar. Glucose is a universal fuel. Every single cell in your body, from your beating heart to your moving muscles, can use glucose for energy. But fructose is completely different, especially the industrial fruit sugar and high fructose corn syrup found in modern drinks. Almost 100% of the fructose you consume must be processed directly by your liver. When you drink a glass of bottled juice or a can of soda, you are dropping a massive fructose bomb straight onto your liver. Your liver has no choice. It is forced to immediately convert that massive hit of liquid fructose into fat, using that exact de novo lipogenesis pathway we just talked about. And it gets worse. Processing high amounts of liquid fructose rapidly drains your liver of ATP, which is the core energy currency of your cells. This sudden energy drop triggers severe inflammation and literally exhausts your liver cells to death. So here is your actionable step. You must completely eliminate all liquid sugar calories. No sodas, no bottled fruit juices. And yes, even fresh squeezed fruit juices must be cut out, because the protective fiber has been entirely stripped away. The benefit of doing this is incredibly fast. When you stop pouring liquid fructose down your throat, your liver enzymes will begin to drop and stabilize in just 72 hours. Your liver finally gets to breathe. A quick note on safety. Do not be afraid of eating whole fruits. You can and should still eat whole apples, berries, and citrus. The natural intact fiber matrix in whole fruit acts like a net. It significantly slows down the digestion process in your gut. This creates a slow, manageable drip of natural fructose that never overwhelms your liver. Signal number 2. Deplete your glycogen and flip the fat-burning switch. If you want to reverse a fatty liver, you have to force it to literally eat its own trapped fat. And the most powerful way to do that is through a strategic fasting window. Here is the exact biological mechanism. When you stop consuming calories for 12 to 16 hours, your blood insulin levels plummet to their absolute baseline. At the same time, a counterhormone called glucagon begins to rise. This hormone sends a massive wake-up call from your pancreas to your liver, shouting that external energy is gone, and it is time to use the backup reserves. In response, your liver starts unpacking and burning through its stored glycogen. The magic happens the exact moment that glycogen tank hits rock bottom. Your body has no choice but to flip the switch on a process called lipolysis, which is lipid breakdown. Your liver starts fiercely breaking apart those stubborn triglyceride fat molecules trapped inside it. It converts this toxic fat into high-energy molecules called ketones, which are then rushed into your bloodstream to fuel your brain. And as an incredible bonus, this fasting window also triggers the early stages of autophagy, a deep cellular spring cleaning that clears out dead and damaged cells. So, how do you put this into practice? You apply the 16-8 intermittent fasting protocol. You must finish your last meal by 7 p.m. After that, you consume 0 calories until 11 a.m. the next morning. During this fasting window, you are only allowed to drink plain water, plain green tea, or black coffee. Absolutely no sugar and no milk. This protocol is the absolute fastest way to hollow out a clogged liver. However, a quick medical warning. If you suffer from gastritis or have a history of stomach pain, do not rush the process. Start gently by fasting for 14 hours and eating within a 10-hour window, before you eventually level up to the 16-8 protocol. Signal number 3. Activate your master metabolic switch with Zone 2 training. You need to send a massive red alert to your cells, forcing them to abandon fat storage and switch instantly into fat-burning mode. Most people think they need to run exhausting, lung-busting sprints to burn belly fat, but science proves otherwise. Deep inside your cells, there is an enzyme called AMPK. It is literally known as the master metabolic switch of the human body. When you perform low to moderate intensity cardio, known as Zone 2 training, the energy ratio inside your cells begins to shift. This gentle energy drain triggers a massive activation of the AMPK enzyme, and this enzyme has a breathtaking dual effect. First, it completely shuts down the fat manufacturing plant inside your liver. Second, it upregulates your muscle mitochondria, forcing them to suck in fatty acids and burn them for fuel. Simply put, it locks the fat-making valve and blasts open the fat-burning valve. So, what is the exact protocol? You do not need to exhaust yourself. Commit to 45 minutes of brisk walking, light cycling, or a relaxed swim. The absolute key is keeping your heart rate in Zone 2. That means about 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. The easiest way to measure this is the talk test. You should be moving fast enough to sweat, but still able to speak in full, complete sentences without gasping for air. The golden window to do this is first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. This stacks perfectly with the fasting window we just talked about. Alternatively, you can do it 30 minutes after dinner to clear sugar from your bloodstream. As a crucial bonus, this gentle, rhythmic movement actively lowers your cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone that directly commands your body to hoard deep belly fat. By keeping your heart rate in Zone 2, you are neutralizing that stress command entirely. Signal number 4. Package and export your fat with Choline. We just talked about how to break down and burn fat inside your liver. But what about the excess fat that cannot be burned fast enough? It needs a safe exit route. Your liver has a brilliantly designed shipping department. To physically move fat out, the liver builds microscopic transport vehicles called VLDL particles. But here is the biological bottleneck. The liver absolutely cannot build the outer shell of these transport vehicles without one critical nutrient: choline. If your diet lacks choline, the shipping department shuts down. The fat simply gets trapped inside. It creates a massive metabolic traffic jam, suffocating your liver cells and forcing the spillover effect we warned you about earlier. So, how do you fix this? You must provide the raw materials. You need to flood your system with highly bioavailable choline every single day. The two most powerful biological sources on the planet are clean animal liver and whole egg yolks. Start eating 2 to 3 whole eggs every single day. And please, do not throw away the yolk. That is where all the rescue medicine is. Pair those eggs with a side of cruciferous vegetables, like broccoli or kale. These dark greens contain a powerful compound called sulforaphane, which turbocharges your liver's phase 2 detoxification enzymes. It is the perfect cleansing combo. Now, I know what you are thinking. What about cholesterol? Should I be worried about eating that many eggs? Listen to the science, not the outdated myths. Do not fear the cholesterol in the eggs. Your own liver produces the vast majority of the cholesterol floating in your blood right now. When you eat dietary cholesterol from high-quality eggs, your body simply adjusts. In fact, eating whole eggs has been proven to improve your overall lipid profile by raising your good HDL cholesterol. Biological knowledge is completely useless unless you turn it into action. Let us combine all 4 of these rescue signals into a simple, highly effective daily protocol to heal your liver and flatten your stomach. 6:30 in the morning. You wake up. Do not rush to the kitchen for breakfast. Instead, drink a large glass of plain water mixed with a pinch of pink sea salt. Why the salt? because your body is deep in the lipolysis fat-burning phase, which naturally flushes water out of your system. You need those trace minerals and electrolytes to keep your cellular energy firing on all cylinders. 7 o'clock. Step outside into the early morning sunlight. Commit to a 30 to 45-minute brisk walk. The morning sun combined with Zone 2 movement is the ultimate biological hack. It aggressively activates your AMPK enzyme and completely resets your daily cortisol rhythm, stopping stress-induced fat storage before your workday even begins. 11:30 in the morning. It is time to break your fast. You are going to eat a heavily balanced meal loaded with high-quality protein and fibrous, cruciferous vegetables. And remember the rule from signal number 1. Absolutely no sodas and no liquid fruit juices. Do not sabotage your liver right when it is finally healing. 6:30 in the evening. This is your final meal of the day. This is exactly when you bring in the rescue medicine from signal number 4. Eat your whole eggs to flood your liver with choline, alongside a solid portion of fatty fish or lean meat. 7 p.m. The kitchen is officially closed. No late-night snacking, not even a handful of nuts. You must give your insulin levels enough time to crash to their absolute baseline before your head hits the pillow. Follow this exact biological roadmap consistently for just 4 weeks. You will never need to obsessively count another calorie again. By simply rearranging your hormonal signals, your body will automatically do the heavy lifting for you. A quick medical disclaimer before we wrap up. If you are pregnant, nursing, or taking blood sugar medication, please consult your doctor before attempting any fasting protocol. Remember, shrinking your belly fat is not a test of your physical endurance. It is not a punishment where you torture yourself with endless, painful sit-ups on the floor. It is simply a matter of understanding and respecting your own biological machinery. When you focus entirely on healing your liver from the inside out, your waistline will automatically shrink as a natural side effect. A healthy liver guarantees a flat stomach. I want you to start this protocol tomorrow morning. But before you do, leave a comment down below right now. Tell me your age, where you are watching from, and if your stubborn belly fat is accompanied by a fatty liver diagnosis or high blood sugar. Do not skip this. Writing your situation down in the comments is your very first psychological step toward true commitment. If this deep dive into human biology finally explained why you have been stuck, hit that like button. Share this video with a friend or family member who is desperate and losing hope with their own weight loss journey. And make sure you hit subscribe so we can keep debunking the dangerous health myths that are holding you back. Until next time, keep observing, keep learning, and I will see you back here, in the ultimate biological laboratory of our own bodies.